What's up, everybody, and welcome to my AEW Dynamite review. Tonight, title tournament begins to see who will become the number one contender next in line for the AEW Championship tonight. A lot of first-round matches. One match that has been changed, which I will get to in a second, because I got a lot to say about that. But we do kick it off, though, tonight with JR Excalibur and Tony Schiavone on commentary. And the first match tonight was Wardlow versus Jungle Boy in the first round AEW title eliminator match. This was a very good match to kick off the show, I will say that. We need to get more Wardlow in ring time, I will say that. I don't think we see the guy wrestle a lot. To what I've been told, that he does a lot of squash matches on Dark and everything. I just feel like we just need to give him a little bit more in ring time. He's probably still green to what I've heard and whatnot, but he is getting better. This was a good match between both power and speed with Jungle Boy and Wardlow. Told a pretty good story out there. Wardlow using his power, Jungle Boy using his speed to, maneuver Wardlow and whatnot. One thing I did like was when Wardlow hit his F10 from outside in the ring to the inside of the ring. That looked freaking deadly, let me say that. Jungle Boy tried to go for his springboard tornado DDT, which he did get the first time, but once he tried to go for a second one, Wardlow blocked it. Wardlow hit the F10 and won the match. So a very good opening match to kick off the show between Wardlow and Jungle Boy. I figured Wardlow was going to get the win in general and whatnot. So this was not bad, okay? This is not a bad match for first round this entire tournament. Next, they did play the commentary, well, not commentary, but as you remember, the show did go off the air last week with Eddie Kingston beating up Jon Moxley, which they kind of went back. They never showed the promo last week because they ran out of time. The show went off the air, and Eddie Kingston had cut this promo talking about Jon Moxley saying, "You left me behind. You left me in the trenches while you went on, take care of all your other stuff and your wife. I was out here still fighting out here, basically, on the indies and whatnot, doing what I had to do and everything." A very good promo from Eddie Kingston, which he always does. Also a promo from Jon Moxley talking about Eddie Kingston, that he was happy when he signed to AEW because of where he came from, and that it was his friend, and he loved Eddie Kingston, but he doesn't know who this Eddie Kingston is. That he's gotten all bitter now and everything, and yeah, I should have to apologize because I got successful and take care of my family and bought my mom a house and everything. And he says, "You want to say you didn't tap out? Yeah, but you were out here choking and blowing up snot bubbles and everything, but you want to say you never quit. Since you want to talk about quitting everything, how about this? An I quit match, and you got to verbalize it because you want to go blame everybody. This time you'll have nothing to do with blame yourself," which now the match is official. It will be Eddie Kingston versus Jon Moxley in an I quit match for the AEW Championship. Obviously, I see Jon Moxley winning this. I'm surprised they're even going to do this in the main event of the pay-per-view. And I like Eddie Kingston. He's a great promo. The dude is great in the mic. Him and Jon Moxley cut great promos out there. I will say that. Do I want to see this match again? In a way, yes, I do, just because it was kind of shorter the last time. And I think before it was kind of a last-minute deal. This time, there's some build to it. And we're going to see where this is going, but I think Moxley's still going to retain and beat Eddie Kingston, no. Next was Kenny Omega versus Sonny Kiss, because Joey Janela, was out of the match due to being exposed to the coronavirus. Now, let me say something before I get into this match, because obviously I don't believe Jon Moxley was here. Some are really believing that he cut the promo from his home, because several AEW wrestlers were at this whole collective thing that has to do with Fight TV. Basically, it was a whole indie thing that was going on. I don't know if it was last weekend or the weekend before, but I know Jon Moxley was on the Bloodsport show, and it was like somewhere in the middle of Indiana and whatnot. And several wrestlers and fans ended up getting the virus. Yes, there were social distances and all that stuff, but that did not really help. And a lot of people got sick from this. And several AEW wrestlers were on this card. As I said, for Janela, Moxley, and there's others I heard too. Honestly, I don't know why they were really over there doing that. Unless I know this is about money and everything, but I'm just surprised they're really doing indie shows again right now, and a lot of people are getting sick from this. I don't know how much stuff was part of this whole collective thing for Fight TV. I knew about the Bloodsport thing because I looked up the clips. I knew Jon Moxley was in the main event of the whole show. So, now that I'm hearing that, Janela got the whole virus and everything, that's due to that indie show. And I asked this question. I said, should AEW wrestlers be letting their talent do indie shows during a whole pandemic right now? Because AEW talks about, we don't run a sloppy shop, as Taz said, and, take the testing very seriously, and that's good. But should you be letting your guys go do indie shows where they don't have the same type of equipment and facilities to keep people safe or do these type of tests from the virus? Should they be on these indie shows? Because I don't think that was a bad idea. And given what I've seen from the clips, it really wasn't, okay? I like Bloodsport and all, but I don't think it was a good idea to do that if I knew that many people were going to be sick. But somebody in Indiana approved this for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know how, but this was approved, okay? But that's kind of the reason why we didn't see some people on this show tonight due to Janela and whatnot, due to the corona thing. Like I say, he was exposed to it, but like I said before, these shows should have been on. Now, Kenny Omega had this big type of entrance with Justin Roberts talking about, he is the AAA Mega Champion. He is the 5-star because of whatever Meltzer. They got to promote him for some odd reason. He is this. He wrestled in North Carolina. They didn't really say anything from New Japan, or he was a former IWGP champion, but I guess they can't do that. But he went on this whole intro for Kenny Omega, and then they had these women, had brooms. Basically, he was somewhat I'm kind of thinking, is he the cleaner again or something? And he had this it was kind of over the top entrance and announcing, and he went against Sonny Kiss. Basically, Omega came out, V-Trigger, One Wing Angel, it was over, like it should have been. And let me just say that V-Trigger looked horrible, and that's on Sonny Kiss's fault. Sonny Kiss barely even took the damn move, okay? You could see Sonny Kiss was falling to his back already before the knee even hit. He didn't even hit him with the knee. And honestly, listen, I'm glad Janela wasn't even in this match. Then again, I didn't want any of these two in this match, neither Janela or Kiss. They're both horrible, okay? And then again, here's a different question. Why are any of these two ever involved in this AEW title tournament? What have they done? Who have they beaten? Why do they even deserve to be in this title match? That makes no sense, okay? Now, I know some people say, we couldn't put guys like MJF or Cage or others in this tournament because they already had a shot for the title. And yeah, that is true. They did have a shot for the title. But could you at least find some talent that has at least some type of credibility to them? Or whatnot to put against Omega, and at least have something of a match? I'm glad this wasn't a match. I'm glad this was a squash match because I didn't want to see this match in general. And I think this would have happened either way, even if Janela was here, and that it should have been a squash match like it should have been. What, Kenny Omega has to sit there and carry both of these guys and whatnot? Come on now. Either way, if this was a regular match, he would have had to carry them. And yes, Omega did the whole, hugging him and whatnot right after. But this is what it needed to be, okay? And I've seen people on the internet talk about tonight how, fans were mad that they actually thought Sonny Kiss was going to beat Kenny Omega. Listen, I don't know what drugs those people are taking on Twitter or whatnot, but if you really think he was going to beat Omega in the ring in a fucking title tournament or even have a good match, come on, we seen this nigga can't even take a damn V-trigger to the face, okay? What made me believe ever he was going to beat him in a title tournament or just beat Omega in general? Come on now, man. There's levels to this, okay? I've said this about Kenny Omega before. When you got this dude in the ring with Marco Stunt or Janela and whatnot, it's a far cry from when it was Okada in freaking New Japan, all right? So this is what it needed to be, okay? So I don't know why people are getting mad at the internet about this. This is what it had to be. I had no problem with this, okay? Either way, I wouldn't have wanted to see a full match from this because neither Kiss or Janela deserve to be in this match in general, okay? None of them did. You could have put someone like, I don't know, you could have put Scorpio Sky in this tournament. You could have put Kazarian in this tournament or something. Somebody from SCU, at least. Those are some credible names and whatnot. Come on now. Like, literally, they had time to think about this, but obviously these people were just bodies for Omega because then this whole tournament is designed for Omega versus Hangman Page anyways. But I guess we got to throw some bodies for this. So yeah, Sunny Kiss was basically a sacrifice. So I had no problem. I had no problem with this, but should never been in this match to begin with. Couldn't even take a freaking V trigger to the face. So there you go. That's what I got to say about that. Between why Janela's not here, Nutella, whatnot, even in this match to begin with. So this is what it needed to be. Okay. God. Next, they showed Tony Schiavone interviewing Sunny Kiss. No, what I'm saying, Sunny Kiss again. Orange Cassidy. Too much orange juice references right here. I think Orange Cassidy says sometimes calls go your way, some they don't. And he says we're on to Cincinnati, which they say was in Jacksonville. He says whatever then. Cody and Arn Anderson were arriving to the building, saying he wasn't surprised that it's going to be a rematch between him and Cassidy, but he was surprised how quickly they wanted it, and talked about the whole stipulation being added. And he's faced bigger opponents before, and he's supposed to be a giant killer and whatnot. But he's looking forward to watching this tournament. Next, Pentagon Junior versus Rey Fenix. Eddie Kingston was on commentary. They did have a video promo before he came out, though. Eddie Kingston, basically talking about what's going on right now. That the Butcher and the Blade are gonna win this tournament tonight. Pentagon and Phoenix, and then talked about John Moxley. And then took off. Said, "Let me get real for a second here." And, he looks himself in the mirror, and he hates what he had to become. He hates that he has to be bitter, but he has to be bitter, okay? Because he has to be a snake just to ends to justify his means and whatnot, just to get where he is right now. Because, he didn't get nowhere by playing the game right before. So he had to do what he had to do to get his shot. And he said he ain't quitting anything in life, and he ain't going to quit when we meet up and whatnot. So, he said that John Moxley, you're going to need to go to that dark place to where we've met before, because that's what you're going to need to beat me, basically. So, once again, another great promo by Eddie Kingston again. And whatnot. But next, though, we did get Pentagon Junior and Rey Fenix, which finally these two had a great match. Now, listen, this was a spot fest. Yes, it was. But this was a good spot fest, though. Honestly, I don't think we get enough of Pentagon and Phoenix to, show their stuff out there. And this basically reminded me of Lucha Underground right here. Now, I will say one thing. That this dude Phoenix is a freaking madman, okay? The spots this guy does is just insane sometimes, to where it's dangerous at several points, okay? Especially when that powerbomb spot happened, where he just, did a flip in the air and got powerbombed by Pentagon. Or even just doing a corkscrew out the ring. And it looks cool, don't get me wrong, but sometimes this dude nearly kills himself. Even in the finish, when he kind of did something like a tilt-a-whirl Canadian Destroyer to get the win over Pentagon. Like I said, I enjoyed this match. Yes, it was a spot fest, but still, it was a good spot fest, in my opinion. I don't feel like we get enough Pentagon or Phoenix in a good light on this show. Honestly, even just the Lucha Brothers as a team, I don't feel like get enough time, and I feel like they take too many L's. Now, I was surprised that Pentagon took the L right here. Usually Pentagon I would have seen take the win, because in the past, a lot of companies, and this has to do with Lucha Underground or Impact or even MLW points, where Pentagon has always been somewhat of a bigger star than Phoenix. They looked at him as the bigger one, but I guess now they're giving Phoenix the chance and whatnot, to become something around this time. Because I didn't think he was going to beat Pentagon. I actually thought Pentagon Junior was going to win this match. And I know Pentagon's going by a new name right now, Penta L Zero or Penta M. I don't know. I'm just going to say Pentagon Junior because it's easier, because I feel like this guy's name changes a lot due to something to do with AAA, I believe, or something. I don't know what's going on with that, but I'm just going to say Pentagon Junior and just go on from there with that, because it is just too tough of a way to figure out the whole name process. So I'm not really going to keep kind of figuring out his whole name and whatnot. But like I said, overall, very good match and very good match and whatnot. And Phoenix moves on into the title tournament and whatnot. Next, what did we have next on this show? I think it was it the steak dinner, or was it the next title match? No, I think it was the next title match between this should be the fourth one I think we're on at this point. So yeah, I think it's supposed to be Colt Cabana and Hangman Page, if I'm not mistaken, in this whole elimination tournament and whatnot. Now, I didn't hate this match. I just didn't think it was going to go on a long time between Cabana and Hangman. It was a good match, but you never really believe Colt Cabana was going to win. And I'm not saying Colt Cabana needed to be treated like a jobber out there, but man, they gave him some time to go with Hangman out there. And it wasn't a bad match or anything. I just felt like Hangman probably should have got it done a little bit quicker in time than kind of just, not dick around or whatnot, but kind of get it done a little bit faster and whatnot. Because even I think it didn't need to I didn't think it needed to go on that long, okay? And then all the Dark Order guys came out and helped Colt Cabana up after Hangman won. It was very predictable in general, so we all knew Hangman was winning. I just didn't think it was going to be that much of a competitive match out there between him and Cabana. Okay, so you thought they probably would have just like, hey, Omega killed Sonny Kiss in 5 seconds. You did the same thing with Hangman. No, they actually made his competitive and whatnot. So Hangman was going to win anyway, so I'm sure we all saw that coming. Sammy Guevara had, I guess, a promo about Matt Hardy. I guess we're still doing this feud. We're trying to kill Matt Hardy, folks, and they do have a match at Full Gear, some Delete Elite thing. I don't know what that is, but I feel like every time they put Sammy Guevara in the ring with Matt Hardy nearly ends up dead half the time for some reason. Next, they had Taz, Brian Cage, and Sammy Guevara come out and cut a promo. Taz was pissed about Darby Allin getting a title shot. What has he really done to get a TNT title shot and whatnot? But, Darby's always getting in their business and everything. Even with the whole Willie Hobbs last week trying to get him to join the team. So he talked about Tony Khan early in the day. And, he said that Starks had beaten Darby Allin, so he thinks he should deserve to get a shot for the TNT Championship and whatnot. And Starks got a promo saying, I know my worth. I've proven my worth around here. I've done a lot, and Darby Allin is going to pay that pace fainted freak and whatnot. And, he said, zoom in the camera right here. Okay, zoom right here. I'm coming for you, and I'm going to beat you, you painted little bitch, he called him. So a good promo by Ricky Starks and whatnot. That was good between him and Taz. Now, this segment. Now, I know it's going to be a lot of different opinions on this. That either you going to like this or you going to hate this. And I've had people come to me tonight already saying they either liked or hated this. The steak dinner between the steak dinner between MJF and Chris Jericho. Which they're sitting in, I don't think it was a restaurant, but wherever they were at. Sitting down, and they were trying to outwit each other's steak on ordering, asking Velma, I want a 20-ounce medium rare, more rare, medium rare, however the steak was and whatnot. And they said we're going to be having a town hall meeting next week. And Jericho wondered if this was even a point of this. And MJF started trying, listen, you're the demo guy, I'm the ratings ruler. Jericho said the ratings ruler sucks, okay? And Jericho said, as much as getting over as Orange Cassidy, which they both said at the same time. And then next thing you know, they break out into a dance number, okay? This is a literally dance number. And this is like some Family Guy type of stuff. I thought Seth MacFarlane was directing this whole segment. This was like Brian and Stewie breaking out into a song on Family Guy. And it was like a Rat Pack, even if this was Brian and Frank Sinatra Jr. out there, that's what it looked like to me. This is almost like an episode of Family Guy, and they start breaking out into a song and whatnot, talking about several guys, and both of them are singing. I don't know if this was lip synced or not, but then they got dancing girls in the background, and very some, like I said, like a old jazz club Frank Sinatra type of thing, and they were singing and saying, hey, are you going to take the opening or the lead? I said, no, we're going to end it right here. But they kept singing again. And then they sat down and they got their very rare steaks and whatnot that were just had potatoes with it. And says, no, we're not going to go for the steaks and whatnot. And they asked for the waitress again. Okay, listen, I will admit this. I did not hate this segment. It was entertaining. Yes, it was. But there is some hypocrisy to this. Because not some people are not going to like this because, A, you're breaking out into a song and dance on a wrestling program and whatnot. And I'm sure a lot of people are going to like that. Like I said, I know one dude, my co-host on this show, he immediately turned the channel. He he just didn't like it, and he just turned the channel immediately. I didn't hate this segment. I'll say that, but at the same time, why are we breaking out into song and dance? Now, I'm sure people, like I said, I'm sure people are going to say, well, if the WWE did this, everybody would have hated it and whatnot. And yeah, you know what, that is true, and they probably would have, but WWE has done this before, and I even had a good example. This was like the Royal Rumble commercial back in 2005 when they were doing that little West Side Story thing, and, you know, having like, wearing like the jersey haircuts and whatnot, getting ready to fight. Go back and look at the Royal Rumble when they're all like singing and dancing. It's gonna be a winner if you gonna know the Royal Rumble winner. Just go look it up. That's basically, and they're all snapping their fingers and got the like the greaser jackets on. Go back and look it up. Years ago they did that and whatnot. So WWE has kind of done this before. Either way, because I'm not going to go into the whole, this is better than anything they produced in Monday Night Raw in the past 10 years and whatnot. I'm like, okay, really? We're bringing the WWE into this right now? Like, that's besides the point, okay? Like I said, I thought it was funny. I thought it was entertaining. But I can understand why people did not like it. And if we're trying to take this Jericho and MJF feud seriously, it was entertaining. Do not get me wrong. But still, was this even trying to get the point across from some of this? Because there is one thing I will say, and a lot of people bring this up about AEW, which is true. If you remember in interviews over a year ago or two now at this point, AEW was supposed to be a sports-based wrestling product, okay? Just remember that. And you can go look up articles because there's been pointed out tonight, a lot about that tonight. A sports-based wrestling product, but what we're seeing more is sports entertainment than when you're seeing these sports based wrestling product, okay? Look it up. A sports based wrestling product and whatnot, but we got more sports entertainment here. So, and this is kind of gone on for a while with AEW and whatnot. Some people they're just going with the entertainment comedy aspect, then some would take it seriously. Listen, comedy can work in wrestling. Yes, it can. That depends if it's funny or not, because like I said, there's times when stuff is funny, but then there's stuff that's like downright horrible. I don't think this was downright horrible, but I can understand. Like I said, I'll say this. I may have liked it, but I can understand why people did not like it, though, at the same time, and didn't think, why are we breaking out into a song and dance on a wrestling show? Just out of nowhere. Like, hey, we're wearing suits, and this is like, what was it, when was a lot of this popular? I'm going to say 60s or whatnot, because I probably don't know what era. But like I said, this was basically like a Family Guy segment. This was like Brian Stewie breaking out into a song and dance, or like Frank Sinatra there. Look up episodes of Family Guy. You'll know it, folks. You'll know. So like I said before, you're either going to like this or you're going to hate this. So I can understand both sides of the fence on this whole thing, okay? But just remember, like I said, a sports-based wrestling product. Just remember that and look it up. Look it up. But next we got Britt Baker versus Kyleen King. Basically, this was just I wouldn't say a squash match all the way, but this is a showcase match for Britt Baker. You know, just still doing her lockjaw, putting like a surgical glove on and whatnot. Basically, they're just giving Britt Baker some wins right now. The match was okay and whatnot. They're just trying to build Baker up because even though they said this is a return match, the second return match, I should say. I don't know why they said it was her big comeback and everything. She had a comeback a couple weeks ago, so what's the point of this saying a comeback again? But Baker, she got a win. This was just a showcase win for her. Next, they went over the semifinals next week. Kenny Omega versus Phoenix. I would say a AAA Mega Championship rematch. Looking forward to that. I've seen them wrestle before. And Hangman Page versus Wardlow. So that should be good. We got the Town Hall meeting next week with Jericho and MJF. We'll see how that goes. I think Jake Hager's signed on for another fight, by the way, for Bellator coming soon. May have to check that out also. But next, they showed Darby Allin at one point with Steve-O from Jackass, since this is kind of accurate. I've seen a lot of comparisons of people comparing Darby Allin to that show Jackass and whatnot. So, hey, let's bring in Steve-O, folks. Like, hey, my name is Steve-O, and I'm going to put myself in a body bag, and roll down a hill, a skateboard ramp, and I'm just waiting for the Jackass music to hit in. And that's what Darby Allin basically did. He got in a body bag and rolled down a skateboard ramp, which looked painful, and says, I'm going to do anything to get to that TNT title. Yeah, folks, this is Jackass. All I need, I just need somebody to come up and says, I'm Johnny Knoxville. Welcome to Jackass. Or AEW, Jackass Edition. However you want to say it, okay? It's Steve-O. It's good to see Steve-O again. I haven't seen Steve-O in a while. I like Jackass, though. But next, the Butcher and the Blade, which somehow they got the Bunny back. I'm glad they played the clip from Dark, because I don't watch Dark anyways. I don't know what happened with the whole QT Marshall thing, but the Bunny is the Bunny again. I think that Nightmare Sister thing was not working out. I don't know where it was going anyways with Brandy, but I guess they put the Bunny back with the Butcher and the Blade versus the Young Bucks versus Private Party versus the Dark Order, Alex Reynolds and John Silver. FTR was on commentary, which I enjoyed. Honestly, the Bucks were going to win this, okay? The Bucks were going to win this hands down. I never really thought anybody in this match was ever going to win to go against FTR for the tag titles. So you just knew right off the bat the Young Bucks been winning. After that, all they've been doing the past few weeks, super kicking everybody and somewhat quote-unquote trying to be badasses, which I don't really buy, or heel tendencies or whatnot. You knew they were going to win. And yes, the Young Bucks won the match, and then FTR got in the ring, but then the Young Bucks were attacked by somebody with a masked person with a chair, which would end up being Tully Blanchard, which was kind of ridiculous at the same time, because if we knew it was Tully, I actually thought it was going to be somebody different. You could have sent Tully out there with the chair. It'd be done with that. But here's another problem too. They're trying to beat up the Young Bucks and destroy Matt Jackson's leg or whatnot, right? This is almost like a heel versus heel match when you think about it now, because yes, FTR heels, we know that. But then again, you've been showing heel tendencies with the Bucks just super kicking any innocent person around and trying, like I said, I know you're trying to make them come and look like badasses, but how are they looking like faces here? How are you supposed to have sympathy for guys that look like heels right now? So in a way, you have some heel versus heel aspect going on right now with this, okay? So what? Yes, the match is happening in full gear, and I know people have been waiting on this for a while, but in a way, you have like a heel. What, we're going to see some double turn or something? What is coming of this? I don't really know. So it's not like the Bucks even look like faces right now. Okay, they look like more heels than they do faces. Okay, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. But listen, this whole little fatal 4-way match was I almost thought it was an elimination match, but this was predictable. I've said it before, the ranking system don't mean shit at this point, or really has in a while, especially when they did a whole raffle last week to determine who were going to be in this match for the number one contenders. And when the Young Bucks were in, you knew this was very predictable. I didn't really need to look at this match in general. It was a spot fest. That's all I could really say from this between all four of these teams, okay? And just a very predictable winner. As for the show itself with AEW, I thought it was a good show. I enjoyed the title tournament matches mostly. That was the main focal part of the show. To see who's going to go into the semifinals and whatnot. I liked the Eddie Kingston and Jon Moxley promos throughout the night. The whole steak dinner musical dance number with MJF and Chris Jericho, like I said before, you're either going to like it or you're going to hate it. And trust me, I can see both sides of the fence of this. It was entertaining, yes, but at the same time, why are we breaking out the song and dance on show? Where is this trying to go? Even I'm trying to say, where is this going and whatnot? I thought it was actually, some people actually thought it was going to be something somewhat quote-unquote serious between Jericho and MJF, other than act like this is Family Guy and have Seth MacFarlane direct this whole entire segment and whatnot. So I can see a lot of people. Watch me. I don't get me wrong. I can tell you right now, there are going to be a lot of people who are going to bury it, or some people say on the internet tonight, watch Meltzer or Alvarez suck their dicks for this segment. Okay, just watch. All right, but like I said, you're either going to like this or you're going to hate that segment. Like I said, the main event was very predictable. It's not much I can really say from that. That's really mostly I could say about AEW tonight, though, okay? I thought it was a good show, but most of it was due to the title tournament that's been going on right now. Like I said, I enjoyed the matches. Most of the outcomes were very predictable, mostly. Like I said, Wardlow winning, had a good match with Jungle Boy, very predictable. Kenny Omega killing Sonny Kiss in, 10 seconds. Very accurate, very predictable, but probably one of the best decisions. I did not want to see a match from this, and I'm sure it would have happened even if Janela was there. Keep that shit 10 seconds, because I don't want to see more shit of that, or Kenny Omega trying to carry these guys. So that was good for what it was. Hangman and Colt Cabana, even though I think it was a little bit too long to be competitive, it was still a good match, but I don't think it needed to go that long, no. And Hangman won. And Pentagon and Phoenix, I did really enjoy out there too. So, like I said, the tournament matches were one of the better parts of the entire show tonight. Like I said, the main focal part of it, like I said before. But other than that, though, that is my AEW review. Follow me on Twitter. Comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think about this show in general. What did you like from it? I don't know, okay? So, yeah, other than that, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.